Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another pen for review, and this is a Benu pen, and this pen is on loan to me from Derek at Stonecott Fine Writing Supplies. So I'd like to thank Derek for the loan of this pen for review. So as you can see here, it's a Benu pen, and you can see from that gold foil there, and also this exquisite writing script on the box. Now this is a cardboard box. If I turn it upside down, you will see this is a Benu red tattoo, and this is a medium nib. So I think let's go and open this box. So the first thing that you will see here is this, really it's a cardboard sleeve, and let me remove that. You will see the product information and lifetime warranty guide, along with product care as well, and it's in a concertina paper. And then you see this sort of paper straw bedding. So all of this is recyclable. Let me open the cardboard sleeve here, and then we will take a look at the pen. So the pen is this really lovely sort of engraved design, I would say. And this is hence why I guess the name is called Tattoo. You can see here it has a lovely cap finial here. So this is sort of a cutout design, and it's then sort of almost sort of like painted, but it's not a sort of like complete painting. It's almost a bit like, I guess you could call it a pebble dash type sort of approach. But this is actually quite an interesting pen. It's not one that I've seen on the Benu range before. So in terms of the pen, the cap here obviously has this cap finial there. You have a clip which is spring loaded, and you can just press it there. You also have this very large clip band to support that spring loaded clip. The cap here is actually fairly cylindrical. I would say it maybe tapers out slightly here, tapers down very slightly to another band here, and then you have this Benu band, and you can see there, and this is quite an interesting design. So you've got I guess that's a rose, you've got a gun, more roses, guns. So this is a bit of an interesting design. And then you have sort of a skull here, some snakes. So this is kind of an interesting, you've got a snake's head there as well. So this definitely is a different style of pen from Benu that I would normally see Benu making. Now, if I unscrew the cap here, you will see it has a number 6 size Schmidt nib, and that's a medium nib. And it has an ABS plastic feed there as well. Now, you would think initially that this maybe is a piston knob. It's not. It's actually integral into the pen. So you can see that basically you have the section here which tapers down. You have this flare out here to stop your fingers hitting the nib and feed. You have the threads here, and then there's a sort of a multi-step here to the body of the barrel. And then it steps down to this part, and then you have a red ring here, and then obviously more stars. And there's nothing here on the end cap finial. Now, if I unscrew the body here, all Benus, at least up until all of these Benus that I've seen so far, are all cartridge converters. It comes with a Schmidt International converter there. If I remove the converter, these are very good to actually be able to clean the converters out. I normally put an ink syringe, or just a blunt ink syringe, into here, fill with water, and hold the cartridge down, flush water into here, and then let it run out, rather than having to keep filling and unfilling, filling and unfilling. So that's a good way. And then to flush out the section, the nib and feed, I would then just use a bulb syringe filled with water and push the water through the nib and feed just to rinse it out. So this is actually a nice easy way, easy maintenance of cleaning pens when you have a cartridge converter. So a lot of threads there though, I have to say. In terms of the size of the pen in my hand, it's actually a really good size. If I hold it down here at the base of the section, you can see there that there's quite a lot of this pen sticking out from the crook of my hand. If I hold it up more on the threads, it's a little bit shorter, but still, I still think this is a long enough pen. Now, can you post the cap? You can, and it actually posts quite nicely, but it does make this a very, very long pen. So this is probably not something I would want to do, but it's, again, if you are a cap poster, then it may be something that you want to do. But for me, I like the pen. It's an interesting pen. It's probably not a pen that I would personally go for, but it is an interesting pen though. So I'm sure there will be people out there that do like the design of this pen. You do actually feel all of this because it is quite sort of really tactile and textured. So you do feel a lot of that there. But yeah, it's an interesting pen. So I think let's do a size check, we'll do a weight check, we'll do a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. So the full length of the pen, we are looking at 141 millimeters in length. The length of the cap is 70 millimeters in length. Now this is a rounded pen, so it may actually roll off, so I'll just leave the cap there. So the length of the body, we are looking at 133 millimeters in length. So that just is bordering on an oversized pen. Now, I think let's go and do a weight check. So the full weight of the pen, uninked, we are looking at just under 27 grams. The weight of the cap, we are looking at just under 13 grams. And then the weight of the body, we are looking at just over 10.5 grams. And I would say that this is actually a very lightweight pen for me. A lot of my pens typically tend to be a lot heavier. Now, if I post this cap, you'll notice it does post very deeply. It does feel a little bit back-weighted, not a lot though, but it does feel a little bit because of all of this metal that we have here on the cap there. But yeah, this is an interesting pen, and it's not a Benu that I have seen before. So I'd like to thank Derek from Stonecott Fine Writing Supplies for the loan of this pen for review. If you haven't checked out Derek already, go check him out at Stonecott Fine Writing Supplies on the web. He also has an Instagram account as well, if you want to check him out there. He also goes to a lot of the UK pen shows as well. So go and check Derek out at Stonecott Fine Writing Supplies if you want to purchase some Benu pens in the UK. So I think with that, let's go and do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have a Platinum 3776 in the Chartres Bleu. We have a Pilot Custom 823 with an FA nib. We have a London Pen Company. This is the Christopher in Erinoid Caramel. We have a Visconti Homo Sapiens London Fog. We have the Benu Tattoo in red. We have a Sailor 1911 large with a Naginata Togi nib. We have a Stipula Etruria Corsani, a Visconti Homo Sapiens Midnight in Florence, a Visconti Divina Elegance in green, and an Omas Arte Italiana Paragon Grande in the Arco Brown. So let's go and do a writing sample. So this is the Benu, and it's the Tattoo in red. Now, I did say that this is a medium steel nib. It's a Smith nib. And the ink in here today is Diamine, Poppy, Red, which is a really beautiful red ink. Now, in terms of line variation, this is a medium nib. So I would expect it to be a Western fine nib, or sorry, a medium nib. and I think that that is actually coming out as probably a medium nib. Now, if I apply a little bit more pressure to the steel nib, I can get a little bit more, and I would say that's almost a broad nib. And I can do that on the figure of 8, so you can see there. And then we'll do a few more vertical lines so you can see if it's going to hard start or skip. And that is actually writing quite flawlessly. Now, in terms of ink wetness, let's take a look. So it's quite a wet nib. It's not a fire hose nib, but it's a nib that would write quite nicely in a notebook or journal, I would say. Now, this is a interesting design of a pen. It's not normally a design that I would necessarily go for, but I know a lot of people probably would actually. So it will be interesting to see what your thoughts are on this design of pen, whether or not it's a pen that you like or not. What do I like about the pen? What do I not like about the pen? Well, I like the length of it. I like the weight. It's a lightweight pen. I like that it has a number 6 steel nib. It's a Schmidt nib. And I like how it's writing. You can see here, this medium is actually writing really nicely. It's smooth with a hint of feedback, which I typically find from most Schmidt fine and medium nibs. And I would say that it's fairly a wet writing pen or nib. I'm not having any issues there with hard starts or skips. So for me, it's actually an interesting pen. So for me, I actually do like it. It's not a pen that probably I would add to my collection. It's just down to the design and the shape and aesthetics of the pen. But I do like a lot of Benus, and I've got 3 Benu Scepters in my collection, and I'm seriously thinking of adding some Benu Euphorias as well. So that's my review of the Benu Tattoo Red in a medium steel nib. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.